All right, I'm shooting some. We've got the new dreaded dune holes out, so I'm playing some Tour 5, just trying to shoot some dreaded dune holes, see what we can get done. I've got several different bags set up. This is not one of those holes. I've been shooting some videos on clubs, and I was on the long iron, and I shot a video that, man, there's just in play dynamic. After shooting that video, I went out and I played for about 30 minutes, hour with a Goliath just to kind of see what the dynamic was. And there's some, I've never really played with it before. Let's take this bag right here. It's got a longer hitting wood. If we can make it through that gap. 2-2, it's about a ring. So I'm going to take the side wind out and I'm going to put the power back in. I'm going to put just a titch of overpower. And I hit it like 75 rings great to the right. Perfect. Perfect. I feel like going out and duffing the first shot. That just makes us have to strive harder to see if we can recover. So if there's absolutely zero chance of recovering, like even in a miracle you wouldn't recover, then there's no sense in being that risky. Set yourself up in an awesome spot for the next shot and then hope that you can sink it from a distance. Bring your short iron out so that you can sink that short iron shot. But if there's any way that you can get on, you got to go for it. Especially when your opponent ends up in the clear. So the best way to put pressure on your opponent is end up in the fairway. This is a prime example. Okay, the wind's going to push me like a full rings, like 3 rings this way. So it's going to push me like in this direction right here. So it's going to push me right along that red line. I'm going to put some curl to bring it back over towards the left. Hit it good to the right, 2 rings, and it won't matter. It'll bounce over, and it'll be more towards the middle. I would have had to slice that shot in order for it not to be good. Just put yourself up in a really good spot. That's going to be my maximum wedge or my minimum short iron, one of the two. Probably my wedge. That'll put me in 1.5 per ring if I'm in my maximum wedge. Give yourself a really good shot to get back in it. Force a shootout. Now's where we can break our opponent's heart. Okay, I am in my maximum. There's max club. There's max. So we're about mid. So that's 1.9 per ring. .9, that leaves me 1.4, so that's about a ring and 3/4. You need it perfect. Getting it perfect. Give myself a look at it. Get in the hole. Swirl the cup. Not quite enough of a wind adjustment. That's the type of shot in a weekend round you need to fall. That's the shot that'll either recover you or that's the shot that you need to pick one up. Come on. You were a winner. Let's replay. I gave you my coin. Come on. Come on, Blue Jay. I guess you aren't big balls. Thought your clan was all about that, man. Come on. Can't replay? It's tour 5, like 10,000 coins or 20,000 coins. It's nothing. All right, we got one of the new holes. Let's be a jock leg. We'll bring out the big stuff. I want to see if there's a max overpower. We got headwind again. I think we had side wind on it. That headwind is a little bit lower. I really want to come up the chute with a big topper with a 3-power ball, and if I've got enough tailwind behind me or if I can get over there. Try a max overpower hook shot here. That wind, it's never good to do a max overpower hook shot when you've got headwind. Because you can't take that out. It's just going to affect the ball in a negative way. Let's try our number 1 bag. Let's see what a Titan looks like. Can we get over there with a Titan? We can. The question is, can we get through those trees? I don't think we can do a max overpower hook shot and get through those trees because we'd have to start off over here. We have to start off in this range. So there's one. We have to be out somewhere in this. I'm going to go right on the edge of that rock. Just see where that pops me out. I think I'm going to hit that tree. Just a bit inside. Where would that have put me? That would have put me on track to go towards it for that next one. But that would have been, so the rock, I need to come in about 3 rings in order to catch a piece of fairway to see what kind of trajectory I'd be on. But that would have thrown my next bounces up into this area. But I think I would end up clipping down here. I almost need to do a reverse hook. Where I don't put on all of the side spin, or I put the side spin on, instead of going to the right, I put it to the left, and then I put on all the right hand curl. So when it hits, it's coming in at an angle, and the side spin's trying to pull the ball back straight again. If you need more of an effect, then you do it the other way. You put all of the side spin onto the right, and you hit it with left hand curl. But you're going to end up going a little bit left because it's going to put more on. And we want it to go to the right. I'll have to try that shot again. There's my max club. Max club's out here. I'm eking towards minimum. Minimum. That's 2. It's going to be 3 per ring, so that's about a ring and a half. Hitting it perfect. Giving myself a look. Needed a max wind adjustment there. Didn't take off enough wind. The way the wind's blowing. Forcing a shootout. Maybe we'll get another one of those holes. Maybe we'll get another one of the dreaded dunes. Perfect. This par 4 seem like they're going to be pretty tough, but it's going to be what we can get done with what ball is going to be dependent on the wind. So, like if we do have to take a second shot on these, it may be you can't get as close if you go to the left as you can when you go to the right. But if you go to the left, the wind's going to be absolutely behind you, as opposed to going to the right where it'll be a little bit of side wind. All right. With a Titan, we're in between clubs here. So this would normally be a wood hole. 1.0, we're at max club. That's about a half a ring. We're just a titch in the power. Isn't it perfect? Give myself a look. See if that backspin combo is right. So if you want to bring a Titan or want to bring a 3-power ball, you can get up there and get it done with your Saturn in a pretty safe spot. Your landing zone down at the bottom is in front of the sand, so the sand's completely out of play. Well, I mean, you'd have to hit it really bad in order for the sand to get in play, because I think I was on the other side of the bottleneck. But if you bring a low power ball, a 0 power ball, you may be slightly forward of that with a Guardian and you have more backspin. And you could start off on the fringe instead of starting off on the fairway. You always get irregular bounces when you go from one surface to the next. So if you can start off on the green and then keep it on the green, you have a better shot of repeatability than if you're trying to hit the fairway and then bleed it off towards the cup. My opponent went straight at it. Good game. Let's see if we want to replay. Maybe we get two more holes. Come on, we got 2 dreaded dune holes. Let's keep that up, dude. Coolio. All right, some replay action. That's why you always keep 2 chests open. We got Dunmore Links. Hear that hawk in the background? I have a little teeny dog. I'm gonna go this way. I never go this way. I'm gonna try it out. 6-6. Taking out the headwind, or taking out the side wind. Leaving in the can't do anything about the headwind. Can try not to hit it so bad. That's an easy get up with the Nirvana. I never hit out to that side during tournament play because there's a ridge right there. And that ridge, if you hit on the right-hand side of this ridge and it follows the curve of the course. So if you hit on the right-hand side, everything bleeds immediately, very quickly into the rough. If you hit to the left-hand side and can catch the cup, you know, the dip through here, you can swing yourself around, but you've got to be right in the right spot when you engage that, so that you can, that first bounce is not only throw you to the left or to the right, but at the right curl, so that you don't get bled into that rough right there. That side is very tricky to get the ball to come forward. Most people are going to hit to the right, and you can try and get into this where you bleed through this and end up in 1 if you bring a big enough ball. So I'm right at max club. See if I can get up there with topspin. I can. I'm going to do a rough bump. 4-2. It's about 2 per ring. I'm going to do a 2-ring pool. And I hit it 2 rings great to the left. That was about 2 rings great to the left. Coolio. See if you got that rough bump in your bag. You got a machete. The machete has backspin, so he doesn't have to do the rough bump. He's got a backspin club. So he can come at it from the other side. And he kind of gets 2 shots. He gets a shot where you can dunk it, and you get the shot where it backspins in. So you have kind of 2 chances in one. Two rings great to the left. And that was about 2 rings great to the left. So at least we're hitting consistent. Yeah, perfect. In the hole. Those big cliffs. Coolio. Let's check Coolio out. Golf Clash Diehards. Played in several of the last. That was the Silver State tournament. They played in the last couple tournaments. Didn't make the Monster Marsh opener, or didn't play this account fully out. Going to a shootout. Let's get one of the dreaded dunes. Come on. That's what I'm talking about right there. I am definitely going to want to go. Okay, there's Guardian with a Marlin. So I can't really do anything more than that. I could try and get my Saturn to come up. I could bring a 1 Powerball so that I can get up into this range with my Saturn and deal with pretty much any kind of wind. I'm going to try and come at it from this direction. See what it does. Going pretty straight at it. 1.9 per ring, so 6. Somewhere in that 2 and 2/3, somewhere in that neighborhood. Hitting great to the right. About 1 ring. Could come at it from that direction. Give yourself a little bit of room, depending on the way the wind's blowing. You could give yourself a little bit of room on the red line with a 1 Powerball. And you could bring a Quasar, so it might give that side spin might be effective. But it looked like you could get it done right there with the Marlin if you had the right kind of wind. If you had a headwind, you could still get it done with a Marlin right there. You just have to not use as much backspin. You'd have to try and bring it more towards the cup, because you have to start back a little bit further. So usually if I'm hitting into an area like this, where like this is a high point, this is a high point, and there's a low point down here, usually I'll try and pick that low point as like my starting spot, because there's usually like a flat spot down there. And I try and hit that one specific flat spot, or right where it's the flattest. Nice shot. Good game. All right, we got Dreaded Dunes. Picked up another one. Let's replay. Come on. One more time. Yep. Oh, wussy. Lose 2 in a row and think that can't afford it. That's the deal. Let's see if I have another pin chest behind this one. Just trying to get some Dreaded Dune holes. Nope. All right, we will stop right there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm going to play one more hole. I got one more hole here. It's only 19 minutes. We got one more. We might be able to catch one of those dreaded dune holes. Hole 25. Come on. Always want to have at least a slot open. If you're trying to replay people, it's always best to have two. Dreaded dunes. Hole 8, par 4. That's what I'm talking about. Get in the hole. All right. You'd have to bring a monster ball. Let's see what would happen if you bring a 5 power ball. See where my red line's at. And I can get over. Look at that. If we had the right wind, boy, that'll be a 5 power ball all day. I'm going to go right at that flagpole. And I caught all of that. I was running out of time. See if I catch that fairway and see where I end up. Where I end up is the important thing. If I can go back and watch that now and see if I can change that trajectory so that I can end up traveling more to the left and not clip that down there and come forward more. But I think the straight up shot with a 5 power ball, if we had a little bit of tailwind, we could land down in this area right here trying to come up through the gap. It's going to leave us, in most cases, we're going to be in front and to the right of the cup. But I think that's probably going to be the shot that we're going to take. The alternate shot would be to come at it the way that our opponent's coming at it, like in one-on-one if you brought a lower power ball, and try and use curl to really move that ball around down there. If you're using your accurate clubs, this is probably, and you were hitting off of that island, trying to bring your accurate club up there, you'd be better off with a quarterback because it's got more topspin. If you can get it down to the hole without having to use overpower. Your rock might be better just because it has more raw power. Okay, there's max club. There's minimum club. So we're right at minimum club. Should be somewhere in the 3.5, somewhere in that range. So it's just a little over a ring. Hitting it perfect. Just rolling up there. Great speed though. So go back and look at that and see like what the wind adjustment was. So it'd be the numbers, the math would be 1.9. Let me write this down, see what I made it. So it'd be 1.9 times 1.75 would have been the number. Pull up my trusty dusty calculator. 1.9 times 1.75 be 3.3 per ring. And I think I was in like the 3.6. So it would have left me one, be like a ring and a third, and I moved it maybe a ring and a fifth. So I underpulled it a little, and that's exactly the way it looked on the deal. I underpulled it a little. But there also might be a wind adjustment there, because there's definitely some elevation stuff going on this course. So there may be an elevation change where I needed to add on a little wind as well. Opponents in the hole, going to shootout. Hopefully we can get one of the dreaded dunes. All right, that was dreaded dunes. Hole 8, par 4. getting bonus content from Dunmore Links. I will dunk it. Any of these non-Dunmore non-holes I'll dunk. Practice my dunking. If I can get the red line stuff right. Sometimes I'll hit against the red line. If I'm just playing one-on-one, I will shoot nothing but dunks no matter where the red line is. And sometimes that creates big problems depending on the way the wind's blowing. Hopefully they won't forfeit. The wind's going 0.8. I'm at minimum club, so that's about a half a ring. Isn't it perfect? See if I can get no. Good game. All right, in and off of the dunk. What a deal. See, it was worth playing one more game. You'll never make those dunks if you don't try them. I try them all the time. So, I mean, if I get into a spot, I mean, I have some hope if I can hit it perfect that it might go in the hole. All right, thanks for watching.